The coronation of King Charles III was intended to be a celebration of royal tradition and unity. However, it took an unexpected turn when Princess Charlotte revealed a royal bombshell that no one anticipated. As the ceremony progressed, Camilla, the newly crowned queen consort, scolded Catherine, the Princess of Wales, in a moment that left onlookers stunned. Yet it was Charlotte's composed yet decisive reaction that truly captured the spotlight and dramatically shifted the narrative for the royal family. It became evident that a significant chapter was closing, and the repercussions of the day's events were just beginning to unfold. Held within the historic walls of Westminster Abbey, the coronation of King Charles III blended centuries-old traditions with a modern flair. The ceremony marked a historic milestone as Charles finally ascended the throne after decades as heir apparent. Dignitaries from around the world gathered beneath the Abbey's towering arches, their presence emphasizing the monarchy's enduring global significance. The golden regalia shimmered in the candlelight, and the Abbey resounded with choral hymns, creating a scene reminiscent of a historical tableau. Outside, crowds filled the streets of London, their cheers echoing even within the Abbey as the royal procession entered in a dazzling display of pomp and ceremony. Leading the procession were the Prince and Princess of Wales, accompanied by their 3 children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. The young royals played significant roles in the day's proceedings. George served as one of the king's pages of honor, Charlotte displayed her signature poise and quiet elegance, and even the youngest, Prince Louis, made an admirable effort to embrace the solemnity of the occasion. However, beneath the carefully crafted image of unity lay unspoken tensions that hinted at deeper conflicts within the royal family. The family's recent history has been anything but harmonious, and the coronation became a stage for unresolved grievances. Camilla, now crowned queen consort, took center stage in the ceremony, a role that some within the royal household were reluctant to fully accept. The tension was palpable as her interactions with Catherine seemed strained from the beginning. Royal insiders whispered about a power dynamic that had shifted significantly with Camilla's rise to prominence. Catherine, once viewed as the future matriarch of the royal family, appeared to tread a delicate line in balancing her role alongside the newly crowned queen consort. Their exchanges during the ceremony, marked by fleeting glances and terse interactions, hinted at underlying friction and unresolved issues that could no longer remain hidden. Despite the regal setting, underlying tensions within the royal family were difficult to ignore. One particularly noticeable moment occurred as the royal family made their way to their seats near the throne. Observers noted the subtle yet telling distance maintained between Camilla and Catherine, a physical manifestation of what many believed to be an emotional chasm. Adding to the complex atmosphere was the young Princess Charlotte. While the spotlight primarily shone on King Charles, Charlotte's presence did not go unnoticed. However, her day was about to take an unexpected turn, revealing a side of her few had seen before. What unfolded would leave an indelible mark on this historic day, highlighted by Camilla's alleged reprimand. As the ceremony reached a solemn juncture with King Charles seated on the throne, all eyes were on the royal family. Amid the grandeur, a whisper of discord rippled through the Abbey. Lip readers and keen observers noted a moment when Camilla allegedly turned toward Catherine and, gesturing subtly toward Princess Charlotte, directed, "Take her." Camilla had momentarily turned in her seat to glance behind her. To outsiders, the moment appeared minor, a fleeting reprimand during a high-pressure event. However, for those familiar with the royal family's intricate dynamics, it spoke volumes. Camilla's tone and body language suggested more than concern for decorum, they hinted at an underlying power struggle quietly unfolding beneath the Abbey's vaulted ceilings. Catherine's response was poised and revealing. The Princess of Wales maintained her composure, acknowledged Camilla's words with a measured nod, and gently redirected Charlotte's attention. While Catherine handled the interaction gracefully, those close to the scene noted a flicker of tension in her eyes, a subtle yet unmistakable sign of strain. This was not the first time the relationship between Camilla and Catherine had drawn scrutiny. Over the years, rumors of subtle power plays and differing priorities have persisted. As King Charles's second wife, Camilla's integration into the royal family was fraught with challenges. Though she gradually earned a level of public acceptance, her dynamic with other senior royals, particularly Catherine, has remained a topic of intrigue. One notable incident occurred during Queen Elizabeth II's funeral when Camilla allegedly scolded Catherine over Charlotte's behavior. According to observers, the young princess cried out following a playful pinch from her brother, Prince George. Lip readers claimed Camilla had sternly instructed Catherine to take her, much like during the coronation. These brief but pointed moments painted a picture of a step-grandmother asserting authority in ways that may not have been entirely welcomed. While the words exchanged during the coronation were subtle, the body language between Camilla and Catherine spoke volumes. Dressed in regal robes, Camilla appeared confident yet firm, gesturing in a manner that left little room for interpretation. In contrast, Catherine exuded quiet restraint. Observers within the abbey noted the immediate shift in atmosphere. A hush fell over those seated nearby, seemingly sensing the significance of the exchange. Prince William, seated next to Catherine, appeared momentarily distracted. His eyes darted toward his wife and daughter, and though he maintained his stoic royal demeanor, the tension in his posture suggested he too recognized the gravity of the interaction. As the ceremony continued, the ripple effect of the scolding could still be felt. Charlotte seemed to sense the gravity of the exchange, and Catherine's subtle efforts to reassure her daughter did not go unnoticed. Yet, the moment left a lingering question: was this a singular misstep or part of a broader pattern within the royal family? The tension between Camilla and Catherine seemed to have surfaced in a way that could not be ignored. While the coronation grandeur remained intact, the scolding would not be easily forgotten. It served as the precursor to what would become the day's defining moment, Charlotte dropping a royal bombshell that no one, least of all Camilla, could have anticipated. As the world watched, the young princess demonstrated that even the smallest voices in the royal family could have a profound impact on its legacy. In the immediate aftermath of Camilla's scolding of Catherine, Charlotte's reaction was nothing short of extraordinary. Observers noted her calm composure as she glanced at her mother. Rather than shrinking from the spotlight or showing signs of distress, Charlotte straightened in her seat and turned her gaze forward. As the ceremony progressed, she quietly adjusted her posture and locked eyes with Camilla. Though subtle, the intensity of her expression carried weight. Lip readers later speculated that Charlotte whispered to her mother, "It's fine, Mommy." Moments later, her response became even more pronounced during a pivotal part of the coronation. As the family prepared to rise for a ceremonial bow to the king, Charlotte deliberately paused. She turned to her mother and spoke softly but clearly. Lip readers caught her words, "I'll do it, but not for her." She stood and performed the required bow to King Charles, but conspicuously refrained from acknowledging Camilla. This singular act sent shockwaves through the abbey. What might have been dismissed as a child's hesitation was instead viewed as a deliberate statement, especially given the context of the earlier scolding. Charlotte's royal bombshell effectively reframed the day's events, shifting attention away from the king's ascension and toward the family dynamics playing out in real time. A senior diplomat described the moment as the quietest yet loudest statement I've ever witnessed. Another attendee, a historian well-versed in royal protocol, remarked, "For an 8-year-old to act with such precision and awareness, it was extraordinary. She knew exactly what she was doing, and so did everyone else." Charlotte's poised defiance became the talking point of the day. While her actions were subtle, the implications were anything but. In a family known for maintaining strict adherence to protocol, Charlotte's deviation was a clear message, one that resonated well beyond the abbey's walls. The royal family's responses to Charlotte's behavior were as varied as they were revealing. Catherine placed a reassuring hand on her daughter's shoulder, signaling silent approval and support. Prince William appeared momentarily taken aback but quickly resumed his neutral expression. Insiders later revealed that William described Charlotte as her mother's daughter. Camilla, on the other hand, was visibly startled as Charlotte refrained from bowing. The Queen Consort's confident demeanor faltered. She glanced toward Catherine, perhaps expecting intervention, but none came. Instead, Camilla was left to process the moment in silence. Her smile tightened markedly as she turned away. One guest, a close family friend of the Waleses, described the moment as a glimpse of the future, a young girl who already understands her role and isn't afraid to assert herself. Charlotte's confidence during the coronation was noted by many as reminiscent of her grandmother, Princess Diana. Journalists covering the event were equally captivated, remarking on her composure and poise. One royal correspondent highlighted that Charlotte didn't merely respond to the moment but owned it, demonstrating that even the youngest members of the royal family have a voice. Footage of her actions quickly circulated, sparking widespread discussion. Commentators analyzed her every move, with some attributing her confidence to the upbringing provided by her parents, Catherine and William, who emphasized critical thinking and integrity. Others saw her actions as a reflection of a deeper understanding of the complexities within her family. At just 8 years old, Charlotte's boldness shifted the focus of the day and established a precedent for her future role within the monarchy. In a family where tradition often overshadows personal expression, her willingness to challenge norms stood out as a defining trait, suggesting a future path that may blend individuality with royal responsibilities. Observers noted the stark contrast between Charlotte's composed assertiveness and the tense atmosphere that had marked the event earlier. What could have been a day remembered for conflict was instead reframed as a testament to Charlotte's emerging strength. Her actions hinted at her potential to redefine modern royal identity. While her brother, Prince George, is the future king, Charlotte's position as the second in line carries its own significance. Her ability to handle complex dynamics with grace indicates a readiness to forge a unique role, balancing tradition with individuality. Following the coronation, conversations about the monarchy's future began to include Charlotte more prominently, as her actions demonstrated that leadership comes in many forms, and even the youngest members of the family can influence its trajectory. As the second child of Catherine and William, Charlotte occupies a unique position within the royal family. Often referred to as the spare, her role comes with challenges, as spares have historically struggled to define their place. They are often overshadowed by the heir, but Charlotte's maturity and poise suggest she is already charting a distinct course. Her quiet defiance during the coronation was not merely a personal response but a reflection of her growing awareness of her role within the royal household. Her ability to act assertively under intense public scrutiny speaks to the confidence her parents have instilled in her. Catherine, in particular, has been instrumental in nurturing Charlotte's self-assurance. However, Charlotte's relationship with Camilla appears less defined. While they have shared cordial public moments, such as during King Charles's 70th birthday celebrations, their bond lacks the warmth typically expected of grandparent-grandchild relationships. This dynamic, shaped by the family's history and Camilla's later integration into the royal fold, may have subtly influenced events during the coronation. Catherine, as the Princess of Wales and future Queen Consort, occupies one of the most visible roles in the royal family. Her ability to balance tradition with her responsibilities as a mother has endeared her to the public. However, her relationship with Camilla has long been a topic of speculation, especially as Camilla's prominence within the institution has grown. Catherine's approach to parenting often contrasts sharply with royal norms, as she prioritizes emotional connection and open communication, encouraging her children to express themselves within the boundaries of their roles. This parenting style was evident during the coronation, where she subtly reassured Charlotte without diminishing her daughter's confidence. Catherine's composed reaction to Camilla's scolding further reflected her ability to navigate complex interpersonal dynamics. She managed to respect Camilla's authority as Queen Consort while maintaining her own dignity and ensuring Charlotte's self-assurance remained intact. This delicate balance between respecting royal protocol and advocating for her children has become a hallmark of Catherine's role. Historically, her position within the royal family has been complicated by her proximity to both Camilla and King Charles. As William's wife, Catherine represents the monarchy's future, a role that some believe has occasionally caused tension with Camilla, who spent years solidifying her own place within the institution. The coronation served as a microcosm of the complex dynamics within the royal family. Catherine's quiet resilience stood in sharp contrast to Camilla's more assertive demeanor. Camilla's journey to becoming Queen Consort has been anything but straightforward. Once a controversial figure, she has worked diligently to earn public acceptance and respect within the royal family. Her marriage to Charles marked a turning point, but her rise to Queen Consort has brought its own challenges, particularly as she navigates relationships with other senior royals. Camilla's interactions with Catherine have often been interpreted as emblematic of her broader efforts to assert authority. The coronation incident can be seen as an extension of this dynamic. While some viewed her actions as an attempt to maintain decorum during a high-pressure event, others perceived them as overstepping, especially given Catherine's established role as a mother and future queen. Camilla's relationship with Charlotte also highlights the complexities of her position within the family. As a step-grandmother, she has not been as involved in the upbringing of the Wales children as their biological grandparents. This distance, coupled with the family's reverence for Princess Diana's memory, has likely influenced the boundaries of her interactions with George, Charlotte, and Louis. The incident during the coronation cannot be fully understood without considering the historical tensions that have shaped the royal family. The shadow of Princess Diana looms large, especially in the relationships between Charles, Camilla, and William's family. While William and Catherine have made efforts to preserve Diana's legacy for their children, this focus has inevitably influenced their interactions with Camilla, who occupies a role many still view as contentious. Additionally, the monarchy's ongoing efforts to modernize have introduced new pressures. The younger generation, represented by William, Catherine, and their children, is seen as the key to maintaining the monarchy's relevance. This emphasis on modernization has sometimes clashed with the more traditional approaches favored by Charles and Camilla, creating subtle but persistent rifts within the family. The coronation incident offers a glimpse into the broader dynamics at play within the royal household. Charlotte's assertiveness, Catherine's composure, and Camilla's authority each represent different facets of this balancing act. For Charlotte, the moment marked her emergence as a young royal unafraid to express herself. For Catherine, it highlighted her ability to protect her children while maintaining her role within the institution. For Camilla, it underscored the challenges of navigating authority in a family where relationships are shaped as much by history as by the present. The relationships between Charlotte, Catherine, and Camilla are not just family matters but reflections of the challenges and opportunities facing the royal family as it seeks to adapt to a changing world. In this context, Charlotte's royal bombshell was more than a momentary act of defiance, it signaled the shifting dynamics that will shape the monarchy's future. Since her marriage to King Charles III, Camilla, as queen consort, has faced her share of tensions within the royal family. Several relationships remain fraught, marked by disagreements, misunderstandings, and lingering resentment. These conflicts, often veiled behind royal protocol, occasionally surface and offer glimpses into the complex dynamics of the family. The most enduring source of conflict has been Camilla's position as the second wife of King Charles and the shadow of Princess Diana's legacy. For many in the royal family and the public, Diana remains an irreplaceable figure, and Camilla's role as queen consort has been met with skepticism. Reports suggest that Prince William and Prince Harry have struggled to reconcile their personal losses with Camilla's increasing prominence. While outwardly cordial, insiders have described William's relationship with Camilla as formal at best. According to one source, William reportedly voiced concerns about Camilla's role during discussions about Charles's coronation, expressing his belief that Diana's memory deserved greater acknowledgement. Camilla's relationship with Prince Harry has also been notably strained, particularly following the release of his memoir, Spare. In the book, Harry referred to Camilla as the villain and accused her of planting negative stories about him and Meghan Markle in the press to bolster her own image. These claims reignited public scrutiny of Camilla's media strategies, with Harry asserting that her relationships with certain tabloids caused collateral damage to other members of the family. While Camilla has reportedly denied these allegations, the fallout has left her relationship with Harry on shaky ground. Another challenging relationship for Camilla is her dynamic with Kate Middleton. While the two have often appeared united during public engagements, sources have noted moments of tension behind the scenes. One reported incident occurred during a family gathering where Camilla allegedly criticized Kate's handling of royal duties, suggesting she was too reserved in her public interactions. According to insiders, Kate found the remarks unwelcome and overly critical, causing a rift that took time to mend. Camilla's influence over Charles's decisions has also been a point of contention for Kate. During preparations for Charles's coronation, there were reports that Camilla pushed for greater recognition for her own family members, a move that some saw as sidelining William and Kate. The Princess of Wales reportedly expressed frustration at the emphasis placed on Camilla's relatives, viewing it as a deviation from royal traditions. Camilla's conflicts have not been limited to William and Kate. She has reportedly clashed with Prince Andrew on several occasions. Andrew, already a controversial figure within the family, was said to have opposed Camilla's elevation to queen consort, believing it undermined his late mother's legacy. According to royal insiders, Andrew referred to Camilla as unfit for the role in private conversations. For her part, Camilla has allegedly viewed Andrew as a liability to the monarchy, particularly after his ties to Jeffrey Epstein tarnished his reputation. Even Camilla's relationship with Princess Anne has not been without difficulties. Anne has reportedly been skeptical of Camilla's influence within the family. During a discussion about the modernization of royal traditions, Anne is said to have dismissed some of Camilla's suggestions, stating, "We've been doing this for centuries, it's not going to change now." This resistance has created a distance between the two women despite their shared commitment to supporting King Charles. The aftermath of these tensions was palpable during Charles's coronation. Inside Westminster Abbey, the atmosphere shifted noticeably after an incident involving Princess Charlotte. What began as a solemn ceremony honoring tradition became layered with subtle tension. While the event continued without overt disruption, observers noted changes in demeanor among key figures. Camilla, who had entered the event with the confidence befitting her new title as Queen Consort, appeared visibly shaken after Charlotte's poised yet defiant reaction. Eyewitnesses described her smile as strained and her posture less assured. Despite maintaining her composure for the public eye, those seated nearby observed her unusually reserved interactions with both Catherine and King Charles for the remainder of the event. Meanwhile, Catherine's unwavering calm in the face of the tension earned her silent admiration from attendees. She remained focused on her daughter and subtly reassured Charlotte, exuding a quiet dignity that contrasted sharply with Camilla's more confrontational approach. This composure further solidified Catherine's growing reputation as a stabilizing force within the royal family. Charlotte, for her part, seemed unfazed by the underlying tensions, maintaining her poise throughout the event. During the coronation, Camilla inadvertently highlighted her demeanor, which throughout the rest of the ceremony reflected the same grace and maturity that had characterized her earlier response. It became evident that her actions were not driven by a childish whim but were instead a deliberate statement, leaving a lasting impression on those who witnessed it. Camilla's actions also reignited debates about her role as Queen Consort. Many had reluctantly accepted the title after years of controversy surrounding her relationship with King Charles. The incident at the coronation provided new material for critics who view her rise as emblematic of a monarchy resistant to change. For these critics, Charlotte's moment of defiance was perceived as a repudiation of Camilla's authority, serving as a public reminder that respect within the royal family must be earned and not assumed. The incident placed Camilla's role within the royal family under renewed scrutiny. Moments like these suggest that her authority is not universally acknowledged within the household. Her relationship with Catherine, in particular, appears to be a source of ongoing tension, and the coronation incident seemed to underscore deeper issues. Insiders speculate that Camilla may face challenges in asserting her influence moving forward, especially as Catherine and her children continue to solidify their positions within the royal framework. Public perception of Catherine as a devoted mother and poised future queen consort contrasts sharply with the more contentious image of Camilla. This dichotomy could further complicate Camilla's efforts to maintain her place as a respected figure within the family. For Catherine, the incident reinforced her role as a key figure in the monarchy's future, highlighting her ability to navigate complex family dynamics with grace, an essential skill for her eventual role as queen consort. Meanwhile, Charlotte's actions have cemented her status as a young royal to watch. She demonstrated an impressive level of confidence and maturity for someone her age, potentially marking the beginning of her emergence as a distinct and influential figure within the royal family. Camilla's road ahead may be challenging as she seeks to reinforce her authority without alienating key members of the family. For Catherine and Charlotte, however, the incident has only strengthened their bond and solidified their reputations as forces of stability and change, respectively. As the dust settles, one thing is clear: the coronation will be remembered not only for its grandeur but also for the drama that unfolded behind the scenes. In the end, this event may prove to be a defining moment for the royal family, signaling a shift in its internal dynamics and offering a glimpse of what the future holds. For Camilla, the stakes have never been higher, with many suggesting that the challenges she faces are insurmountable. As discussions continue, one can't help but wonder if Charlotte has inadvertently become a part of the broader power play within the monarchy.